and scorenorth.com.
Okay, so 40 was Case Keenum, 39 Justin Fields, rookie to the Bears, 38 Trey Lance, rookie to the Niners, and getting us to number 37.
Rookie run here. But, I mean, everybody should know who's coming. It's Kellen Mond. Yeah, I mean, of course I got Kellen Mond in front of those two guys. He was in front of them for all my, draft rankings.
This is your, from Fields to Lance to Mond, your 6th, 5th, and 4th best rookie
Exactly right.
Yeah.
6th, 5th, and 4th best quarterbacks. You've heard anybody that's been listening to me with my quarterback breakdowns in the draft. I mean, what have I been saying about Kellen Mond? He's one of the most NFL-ready guys.
I love it, man. I love Chris Sims just sticking with the Kellen Mond positivity, optimism. He has said it all along. He might wind up looking like an idiot. We'll see. But it's been fun to see Chris Sims sticking to his guns. Purple Daily, presented by TCL. Enjoy more of what you love with TCL. Mackey, Judd, Declan, our executive producer. Are you guys, and by the way, we'll talk more about that ranking later in the show here. Chris Sims' love for Kellen Mond. We also have more notes and nuggets, offensive line alignments coming out of Vikings organized team activities, Judd.
Access today. There's access. The media can watch a day of OTAs. This is when you start to get a feel for the 2021 Vikings.
Yes, we've got accessvikings.com out there at the Vikings practice facility today. AccessVikings.com.
Vikings.com. Hey, Chip and I were. Come on.
You guys had
Famous
TV commercials.
I know. We were channel. We recorded it at Channel 4, CCO. Yeah, it was big.
You guys were doing Purple Daily before Purple Daily. It was like written in blog and video.
And it was video, yeah. It started the because at that time the Strip wasn't doing podcasts, but we did videos I think during the season at least 3 times a week. So yeah.
Innovators. Judd has been a Vikings content innovator for the last 10 to 15 years. And
I go along with what I'm told to do, and it's fun.
And now he's just spewing takes every day here. Daily Vikings entertainment, and this is our Write That Down Wednesday session. So, Dex, let's hit the music. Let's get right into it.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackey and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackey and Judd.
And boys, this is the most transparent, maybe even innovative segment in all of sports media. We do it on Purple Daily and also on Mackey and Judd. We make 3 predictions each week. They must be football related in some form on Purple Daily. They must be quantifiable, and we hold each other accountable by keeping track of the predictions with completion percentage and touchdowns. And we're the only show in America that has the stones, the Tom Brady-sized grapefruits, the Kirk Cousins-sized rocks in a tube, counting your life down.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Driveway.
Exactly.
To actually put our reputations on the line and show you when we're right and when we're wrong. If you want to be a guest listener predictor like Conor is about to be, you can send a direct message to either me, Phil Mackey, or Declan Goff on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll get you in the mix. So, boys, it's a little bit of a slow season in terms of things coming off the board. The accountability sessions between now and when we get to actual training camp, there's not going to be a whole lot coming off the board because there's just not that many things that are actually happening. But we did have a couple. So we had one thing came off the board for one of us. So we're going to go through some of the predictions that are still on the board just to remind people. So we'll start with Judd. You said Aaron Rodgers' last season in Green Bay will be the 2021 campaign, and I'll bet you when you said that you were pretty confident, right? Like, yeah, he'll play another season.
This was a while ago, right?
Yeah, you said.
I feel like this was a while ago.
Well, early in the year, we started doing these in January. I think it was back
right.
in
Yep.
And so I think when you made that prediction, it was like, it's probably a good target date after the year. Dude, I don't think he's there. I mean, the odds are that he will not play, right?
I think he'll sit out now. This A-Rod midlife crisis is killing me.
Do you think that's what it is?
Yes, look at his hair. He's growing his hair out. He's in Hawaii now. Yes, he's having a midlife football crisis. Like, look at him. And plus, he's a really smart dude. He's a definite thinker. Yes, I think everything has come together. And And I wonder if his relationship. I wonder if the new gal has possibly said, "You really want to be in Green Bay?" Yeah,
Blaine Woodley.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
she's
fan.
probably very smart
okay.
herself.
Does he really want to live in Green Bay? He's a California guy.
Well, but
He's
that's
a
what I'm
West
saying
Coast
is,
guy.
but like if you got in a relationship and your partner then was like sort of backed up your feelings, right? Like if she's like, yeah, you know what, Green Bay. I mean, why? He might be yeah.
He's like the least Wisconsin guy ever,
Yes.
right? He's, everything that when you see him with the hair now, he's got the hippie hair and he's playing guitar. He's like the way he has kind of a weird cadence in the way that he talks. It's almost like he has an accent or something that he's developed over the years. And then you go and watch. Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's NorCal. Like I was just in NorCal visiting family.
Okay,
People
I
don't
didn't know.
sound like Rodgers, but he's definitely not. He's not Wisconsin. Brett Favre wasn't Wisconsin either. He was Mississippi, but Mississippi's closer to Wisconsin in terms of just like the types of people and the blue collar
And
nature.
Brett Favre at some point in time did become Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So like he became way more Wisconsin. I know exactly what you're saying because to me, Brady became Boston, and he's from what? San Francisco.
Yeah.
So yes, I know exactly what you're saying, and yeah, you would to this day never say I really equate Aaron Rodgers with Green Bay, Wisconsin. You're
Brady was more Boston by far than Rodgers is
Yes.
or was Wisconsin.
Yes,
Right. Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. So
All right, so we had one thing come off the board this week. Of course, it was an incomplete pass by yours truly. I said the Vikings' biggest guaranteed money free agent signing will be an offensive player. I just don't see how that's going to be. They have some cap space, but I don't think that's possible.
Was it Peterson or was it Tomlinson?
Tomlinson, right?
Tomlinson, yeah, like 20 mil or something.
Calvin Tomlinson.
All right, listeners, here's an interesting one that's still on the board. Kip said by week 10 of 2021, Judd will post an article calling for the firing of Rick Spielman, Mike Zimmer, and the staff. Mm-hmm. How close are you to starting that article right now?
Oh,
Pretty
not
far
even
away?
close.
Okay.
Not close, but I can guarantee you I would not fail to post this out of spite towards Kip if it's called for. Like, it's a great prediction because if they get off to a bad start, Kip's right. It's coming. But right now, no, it's not even close.
Do you just have like 3 versions of this article already drafted, and you just have to change the dates and some of the
And the names.
particulars?
And the teams, too. Twins, Vikings, Wild.
All right.
Wolves,
United,
I'm just
Lynx,
like, yeah.
yes.
United.
Fire
Our guy
everybody.
Adrian Heath must go.
All right, Declan also has a Rodgers prediction on the board. He said Aaron Rodgers will be the week 1 starter for the Broncos. Let's ignore the Bridgewater part about this for a
That's
second
okay.
here.
Okay.
Do you feel like there's still a good chance, Declan, that Rodgers gets traded to the Broncos?
Yeah, there's still a good chance, but I will say a nice tease for this prediction. There's a hedge coming on this prediction a little bit of a hedge. Actually, not a hedge, because I think actually both things can still happen. Both things can still happen. I'll just say that.
Both
But yes,
teams
I feel
play
good
hard.
about it.
And
Both
Teddy will be
teams play hard.
MVP. That's going to be Declan's next
This is gonna be
prediction.
one hell of a quarterback.
Teddy
room.
will be MVP and get free tickets for his friend Kevin Fiala.
All right, so with that, here are the updated statistics on the season. Judd leading with a 40% completion rate, but no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Declan, 31% completions, no touchdowns. I'm at 27% completions, 5 touchdowns. Listeners, 24% and 1 touchdown.
I feel like the touchdown lead might be gone. Like 5's a lot.
Yeah, well, not
Like I guess I could
not
catch
everyone's
up, but
equipped to throw the ball down the field.
But I'd
like
really
Mackey
have
Judd.
to. I'd really have to throw deep.
Yeah, I think you're too big of a check down Charlie to flirt with the touchdown lead.
I don't wanna-
I
you know
don't think
what?
you've got what it takes.
You know what? I don't want my statistics negatively impacted by the picks that could come if I tried to throw touchdowns.
All right,
Okay,
Kirk.
I mean that's a rare quarterback who says that. I know that, but my stats, my completion percentage, is very important to me. My personal statistics are very important to me.
Maybe you should be more like Aaron Rodgers, and you get the upside of all the touchdowns, and you're so good that you don't throw interceptions.
Would you like to see me grow my hair down to halfway down my back too?
Actually,
No.
yeah, it'd be hilarious.
Declan.
I'm gonna just be no. Give me a no from me, dog.
Okay.
All right, boys. Let's get into the thing here. This is write that down, and the predictions coming up are powered by our friends at PXG Minneapolis. PXG. They just announced, by the way, on the Gulf front, we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau against Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady, the rematch. Well, it's not a rematch. It's the same team, Mickelson-Brady, that lost to Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning last year. The match on July 6th. So, I don't know. PXG might not be sponsoring it, but they totally should. It's a golfer's paradise. PXG Minneapolis. They've got some amazing new Gen 4 golf clubs, best clubs they've ever made. Drivers, fairways, hybrids, irons, whatever you need. And you can find these great clubs and also some great apparel at PXG Minneapolis in Southdale Center. And find out more at pxg.com/Minneapolis.
Write this down.
Because Purple Daily is, obviously, it's Minnesota-centric, and most of the people that listen and watch are from the state of Minnesota. But we are also not bound by the American walls and borders. We are international on this show. And so we're going to go all the way across the Atlantic Ocean over to Scotland, where our friend Conor is the guest listener predictor today. Conor, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Guys, nice to be here. Excited to get some predictions out there, get them written down into the annals of NFL history.
How did you become a Vikings fan, Conor?
So I started getting into NFL when I was maybe early 20s, and I was mostly through playing Madden, and I think it was around Madden 15, Madden 16. We had obviously Declan's guy out there as the quarterback. But more importantly, I was always awful at establishing the run. So the only team that I could run the ball with was the Vikings. And
so you had probably peak Adrian Peterson there still, yeah.
Yeah, peak Adrian Peterson. We had a young Teddy Bridgewater. I was like, okay, it's a team I could get behind. And then my soccer team in Scotland we went on a 114-year run of never winning the Scottish Football Cup. So once I then started to see the history of the Vikings, the lost Super Bowls, the long stretch, I knew that was the team for me.
Love it,
Perfect
man.
parallel, man. Perfect.
It is. And Conor, we're pretty sure now that the Washington Capitals won a cup in the NHL, we're pretty sure the Vikings are the best of the four major American pro sports leagues. So Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL, and the NFL. That the Vikings are the best team among those leagues to never have won a championship. Like, they're very rarely putridly bad. So you've picked a team that's going to be interesting almost all the time, but that's going to probably break your heart at the end of every single season. So strap in.
That's it. I'm here for the heartbreak. I love
it. So here's how this works. We're going to go around the room 3 times. We'll start with Conor, over to Judd, Declan, back to me. And your predictions just have to have something to do with football in some way, however loosely. So we'll start with Conor. You throw the first pass here, sir.
Write this down.
Sure. So I want to start off with something that's hopefully going to help bump up the listeners' completion percentage. I was thinking about something maybe with Dalvin and his injuries, but Ryan came in and stole that one last week. So I thought the one thing that I've learned for sure this offseason is Dan Campbell doesn't just like football. He loves football.
Wow.
So write this down.
Football, yeah! Football! Football!
So the Detroit Lions in 2021 will be a top 5 team for penalties or penalty yards.
I love it.
Holy cow.
That's a great prediction. Wish I had thought of it.
By design, mind you. By design.
Because you got to take out kneecaps, Colin. You got to take out kneecaps. You got to bite off kneecaps.
I feel like that would be tough on your teeth if you were trying to bite people's kneecaps.
That's part of the point.
I guess if you just stuck to the
old
flesh.
Kneecap.
It's because you're tough.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, that's a great first prediction. Over to Judd Zulgad, your first prediction.
I can't top that.
No, you can't.
Julio Jones will be traded to the Patriots. Julio Jones will wind up as a member of the New England Patriots.
So how do we classify this? So they are, according to most Vegas sports books, the Patriots are a slight favorite over all the other teams to land him. They're like a 3-1 favorite. So would this still be a touchdown if Judd nailed the? I think if he nailed the team, even though they're the Vegas favorites, that's not a given. So I think it's a touchdown if that happens.
That's a touchdown.
It's up to you guys.
No, that's a touchdown.
Yeah,
it's a touchdown, and he's calling his shot. He's being specific. Odds on, that's a touchdown.
Yep,
I'm cool with it.
Write that down.
Over to Declan.
All right, my first prediction: Danielle Hunter will sign a new contract. Excuse me. Let me restart this. Danielle Hunter will sign a new contract no later than July 4th.
Okay.
So he will agree to a new contract no later than July.
So agree. We're going with agree
Yep,
to, right?
yep.
Because there might be some I's to dot after July 4th.
So a credible report,
Yep.
report out there, a Shefty bomb, something
Yep.
like that. Okay.
Both
Due to
sides,
new-
my sources are telling me that both
Okay.
sides have agreed
Danielle Hunter.
to parameters of a contract,
God,
working on the particulars
Now, what does this mean?
for the future of the
Minnesota
Minnesota
Vikings.
Write
Vikings.
this down.
he's a dork.
Shefty bomb.
He's a dork.
What? He's a Shefty bomb.
That's fine. I'm just saying he's a dork.
Oh, and you're Mr.
Oh,
Don Juan over here?
I'm not saying.
You know what?
I'm
Don't
not a
talk
dork.
about dorks because I was called Dwight Schrute last night by the wife. Okay, so I don't want to talk about dorks.
Yes. God, what's
She's watching. She's on an Office binge, and she
Good
goes,
for
"You're
her.
Dwight Schrute."
You
And
are.
I said, "What are you talking about?"
You are. I just when I think I couldn't love Dawn even more, she just.
So I don't
want
want to talk about dorks.
Good
okay,
for Dawn.
stay away from
Love-
dorks.
Good for Dawn.
All right.
Write this
What a woman.
down.
All right, write this down. Aaron Rodgers will be traded. I'll say reportedly. There will be a reported agreement on a trade of some kind involving Aaron Rodgers by August 1st.
Okay.
So sometime in the next 2 months. I'm going to give it some time.
Okay.
I think the Packers could, because think about it. The Packers are already going to be working out Jordan Love as their number one starter. Like they're already doing it at OTAs right now. And so they can essentially just wait as long as possible and screw Rodgers and the team they trade him to by giving him less time to prep. So it actually helps the Packers, I think, to wait because the other team is only going to get more desperate, or the other team.
Write this down.
So, all right, back to Conor over in Scotland.
Sure. So you're talking about dorks there. So my next prediction is going to be my football nerds prediction of the week. So in the 2021 regular season, Kirk Cousins will be a consensus top 8 quarterback in the analytics community. Now I'm gonna be real specific, and I'm gonna say by what I mean by consensus is that between PFF player grading, Football Outsiders DVOA, and Next Gen Stats completion percentage over expected, he will be top 8 in at least 2 of those 3 categories.
Wow. I love the specificity here, too.
Connor has brought it. Like you are real. That you have brought it today.
You might have to repeat for Dex just to make sure we've got the
Yeah, I
3 analytical components again. So PFF grade.
Yep.
PFF grades, DVOA from Football Outsiders, and completion percentage over expected, which I think is Next Gen Stats.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. This
Got
is
it.
great.
Write this down.
It's great stuff here.
I feel so unprepared compared to this. I guess I am. Write this down. A year from now, so 1 year from now, hopefully we're still doing this show. But Brian Gutekunst will no longer be the Packers GM.
Wow. Okay. If that
This is all going to
crumble.
This is all crumbling.
But if
I
that's the
gotta feel
case,
it.
if you lose, if because right now the standoff is between Aaron Rodgers and I think both Brian Gutekunst and Mark Murphy, the team president. I think it's both those guys.
I agree with that.
So if you're the Packers and you're already sort of like, wouldn't you just? And I get that there's no owner to do this, so that's what makes it tough. Like if you're an owner, you would just get rid of Brian Gutekunst. Hey man, you whiffed on that Jordan Love, like you whiffed on the concept of that pick, and then you alienated the relationship with Aaron Rodgers. You're gone.
Yes.
Like your job is to make sure that you keep this thing together, not only from an analytical and scouting standpoint, but from a human and relationship standpoint.
That's
so if
Murphy's
they're
job.
going to lose Rodgers and then fire Gutekunst, that would be an all-time tire fire over there.
Murphy's job though is he would be the guy to tell Goody, hey, you know what, didn't work, but he's not doing it.
Goody.
And so if they have to trade Aaron, the heat on Murphy is going to increase to the point where he's going to get a fall guy, and the fall guy will be Brian Gutekunst.
Yeah, boy, it's going to be really tough for Mark Murphy to have to face the 150,000 Packers owners at the annual bagel meeting.
Every one of them drunker than the next.
Yeah, Frank and Waukesha, whatever.
Waukesha. He'll drive to
Write it
Lambeau
down. You
Field
like
and give
writing
Murph
things
a
down?
piece of his mind.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, who are we at? Is it back to Declan?
It is
Declan.
back to me, and I have an Aaron Rodgers one, and I think this would have to be a home run if it happens. Aaron Rodgers will report to the Packers for OTAs or training camp.
What?
Aaron Rodgers will report to the Packers for OTAs or training camp.
Is he going to
will
go?
show up,
Is he going to do the
and he will
Brandon
report.
Marshall thing where he just goes and like
Right.
punts footballs during practice and just sabotages
Right.
everything?
He basically will be involved in one of those two things. I think you can have him report and have him being all sour grapes, and he can still be traded too before the regular season. But I
It's
will
probably
say,
training. I will say
I
camp.
think training camp's more like the OTAs, but I don't
Yeah.
want to lose the point. Also, really, really quick, I'm going to put this on the screen here, Phil. Tom Brady just tweeted this out.
Oh my God!
And it's the Koepka and DeChambeau, and if you can read this, it says Aaron Rodgers as Koepka,
Oh my gosh.
the Packers kicking a field goal down 7. Technically, it was down
Yes,
8,
dude.
right? But
Yeah,
yes.
and Brady tweeted this out.
Brady
from his
just
account.
tweeted this
Oh,
out
that's
5 minutes ago. I had
love
to get it on the screen.
Magnificent. What a troll.
Oh my God, Tom Brady, dude! Is anyone winning life more than Tom Brady
No.
in the last 20 years?
No.
Come on, dude. All right,
Write that down.
amazing. All right, but if that happens, by the way, Dex, I think it's a touchdown. I just think there's no way that he reports to camp at this point. So if it happens, it's a touchdown. All right, back to Conor. Your final prediction.
Final prediction. Okay, so one of my best friends over here that helped get me into football. He's a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so this one's for him. So, and it's a bit of a parlay as well. So there's a few aspects to this. So, in 2021, the Pittsburgh Steelers will miss the playoffs, and Mike Tomlin will have his first losing season.
Ooh.
And before the NFL draft, there will be credible reports linking Mike Tomlin with a job with the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
Wow.
Would the Vikings trade
Oh.
for Mike Tomlin?
So that, there's a couple. I don't know if it's going to be maybe the Vikings are making a playoff run. They bring Tomlin's unemployed. He comes in. Maybe he's just a defensive advisor for a little playoff run. Maybe they missed the playoffs. Maybe there's speculation that Zimmer's on the hot seat. I don't know. But there'll be some speculation. They're bringing Tomlin.
This has been outstanding.
Connor. Yeah, I think we got to replace someone here.
I think
Connor's on the show.
This
Conor,
is
yeah,
great.
you're on the show. We'll do a little roulette, and one of us will just concede
from
our
Edinburgh.
seat to you. Great stuff. Since you've got this platform here, this life-changing moment right now, is there anyone you'd like to thank that brought you to this point?
Just you guys, man. Just the great content you put out every day. I started listening to the show maybe 18 months ago, and just listen every day. It's great work you all do. Making me, even though I'm over here in Scotland, I still feel like I'm connected to the Vikings. I know what's going on, and I get some quality entertainment. So yeah, thanks
Awesome,
to you guys.
man. Well, dude, thanks for the kind words, Conor. We'll get you on again sometime, and
Great work.
enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, guys, catch you later.
All right,
Thanks, Connor.
Conor in Scotland there with his predictions.
Write it down. You like writing things
Sorry, I
down.
totally skipped myself there, but I didn't want to interrupt Connor's flow. So I'll go my prediction, then we'll go back to Judd here for his third prediction. So, all right, write this down because I want something to come off the board fairly soon. This event happens in 5 weeks. Aaron Rodgers, write this down, and Bryson DeChambeau will lose to Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady in the match. It's scheduled for July 6th, but I'm not going to, if it gets rained out or something and played on July 7th, I'm not going to let that part be in my prediction. So Rodgers and DeChambeau will lose to Mickelson and Brady in the match on
And
Write it down. You like writing
and
things
criticize each other. Rodgers will take a shot at DeChambeau. Bryson will take a shot at Rodgers. It'll be fantastic.
Those guys are the kings of like under their breath throwing other things and people under the bus. So
Yes.
we'll have
Well,
them.
yep.
All right, back
All
to
right, my
Judd.
last one.
Yeah.
This also will come off in the next month. Danielle Hunter will take part in at least a portion of the Vikings mini camp. So not OTAs. The mini camp is still mandatory. So Danielle Hunter will take part in at least a portion of the Vikings mini camp.
Don't you think, excuse me, don't you think it's likely that they've been having discussions with Danielle Hunter's camp the last several weeks and last couple months, and it's possible that both sides have agreed, hey, listen, you don't have to show up to voluntary OTAs. We know who you are. We'll definitely get an evaluation on your neck and whatnot, but we're working on this contract. If they're working on a contract, I think both sides would agree, let's not mess this up by you coming in and having a freak injury on like the third day of OTAs. Isn't that likely?
Yeah, there's probably something. Yeah. Yep. So, but I think so. He can't skip the camp itself, or he's subject to, I think, a per-day fine during the 3-day camp. So that's why my guess is he takes part in, or agrees to take part in at least a portion of it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, back over to Declan. Your final prediction.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
My last one, we teased the Kellen Mond on Chris Sims' top 40 quarterback rankings. So I will say Kirk Cousins will be ranked no higher than 15th in Chris Sims' top 40 quarterback ranking.
Wow. Dude.
No higher than 15th.
Aggressive shade.
No higher than
that's
15th.
that's a touchdown if that happens.
That would be a week-long talker for Purple Daily if that happens.
Dude.
Like every day we'd break something else down about the ranking. That would be incredibly low.
I think anything below 13 is disrespectful. Like you could make a case for it,
Yeah.
but
He's just outside
and
the
I am
top
not
10.
a Kirk guy. I just don't. I am not a believer in Kirk at that contract number and in clutch moments. But that is, we'll see. We'll see. I like where Declan's going there.
He's just outside the top 10, and for some, he is just inside the top 10.
Write that down.
All right, write this down. I think it's headed in this direction. But the Vikings Week 1 starting 5 offensive linemen in order: left tackle will be Christian Darrisaw. Left guard will be Ezra Cleveland. The center will be Garrett Bradbury. The right guard will be Wyatt Davis. And the right tackle will be Brian O'Neill. So injuries could pop up. We'll see what happens. But I want to go on the record and say that will be the Vikings Week 1 in order starting offensive line. And boys,
Write it down. You like writing things down.
those of you write that down predictions here on this Wednesday. Every single Wednesday, we're making predictions. We're holding each other accountable. We're putting our reputations on the line for you guys and for daily Vikings entertainment. And it's all powered today by Federated Mutual Insurance Company. Federated has been standing behind business owners in the state of Minnesota for over 100 years. They are Minnesota sports fans, most of them. And so if you're a business owner who loves Minnesota sports or the purple, well, it's a pretty good intersection to be at with Federated. They'll give you peace of mind, risk management resources, and a whole lot of experience to help stand behind your business. So find out more at federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. So, boys, on that offensive line, Courtney Cronin has been just live tweeting some things, our friend from ESPN.com, from open practice today. This is the first OTA session open to the media. Here are the Vikings offensive line combinations this morning. The first team so far: Rashad Hill at left tackle, Ezra Cleveland at left guard, Garrett Bradbury at center, Dakota Dozier at right guard, first team right guard, and Brian O'Neill at right tackle. Mm-hmm. The second team has Christian Darrisaw at left tackle, Drew Samia at left guard, Mason Cole at center, Wyatt Davis at right guard, and Oli Udoh at right tackle. Mm-hmm. And then Jake Browning is the second team quarterback right now, which is interesting. So I think the logical, like once you progress through OTAs, mini camps, into camp, Darrisaw will have to beat out Hill. So they're going to make him earn it, right? Like, play well in the practices and beat out Hill for left tackle, and then Wyatt Davis will have to beat out Dakota Dozier for right guard. So they're setting it up to, hey, we'll put you guys, the rookies, you're going to be running with the twos to start with, and then those guys will probably graduate to the starting offensive line. So your thoughts on how they're handling this just early on in the offseason workouts?
The most important thing is that everybody's at the position that they should be at. So a year ago, we all assumed that Cleveland would challenge at some point in time, and it might have taken a year, but we thought that he would be second team left tackle. And I don't know that he ever spent a practice there, Phil. He played guard. I think he played both guards, and then eventually subbed into the lineup as the Vikings starting right guard. This makes sense because there's no surprises. Like, it does not surprise me one bit that Hill and, yes, Dakota Dozier are with the first team right now.
Yeah.
But the guys who are behind them are at the right positions to basically overtake them at some point. And look, Christian Darrisaw is going to be, barring something unforeseen happening, is going to be the opening day left tackle. And I do believe that Davis at some point in time, unless he struggles, is going to be the right guard. I don't think Dakota Dozier ultimately makes this team, but unlike what occurred last year with Ezra Cleveland never playing left tackle, there's no surprises here about how guys are actually being lined up positionally.
Yeah. Yep, this makes total sense. I think I'm actually more curious. Okay, two things real quick. Declan, Tom Brady has put up 2 more photo memes involving Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau. If you want to grab them before the show's over and throw them up here, it's hilarious. He's got a thread of them. Give Tom Brady's social media guy a raise, whoever that is. But the thing that I think I'm most interested in are where some of the the depth of the offensive line and where some of the other guys are slotted in. Like Mason Cole, is he going to be more of a guard or a center? He's been better at guard, according to Pro Football Focus, than center, especially as a pass protector. But right now, according to the day 3 or day 2 OTA, it'd be day 3 OTA depth charts, Mason Cole is the backup center right now, and Oli Udoh is the backup right tackle right now. Although you can make a case that Rashad Hill is probably going to just be the backup left and right tackle.
And Cole will be the swing interior guy.
Yep. So those are going to be like the 6th and 7th guys in your rotation, so to speak, right? And
Yes,
and then Drew Samia, if this holds, right? Drew Samia and Oli Udoh would just be guys that are available if needed.
So that's 5
depth chart.
So it's 5 starters. I think Cole makes the roster as the backup swing guy at the guards and center. To what you said, Rashad Hill, that's 7. They probably keep 8 or 9, right?
Yeah, I think it's probably 9. It's got to be 9, I would think.
I'm just saying, so there is room for Dakota Dozier not to make the team.
Well, of these 10, you're not gonna keep 10. I don't think so. Bradbury, Cleveland,
right?
Darisaw, Hill, Davis, O'Neal. That's 6 guys that are for sure on the roster. I think Mason Cole sticks because of his versatility.
Yep.
And then that leaves, let's say, 2 slots for Samia, Udoh, and Dozier.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else comes from, further behind the depth chart. So for me, there's just no reason. There's no reason for Dozier to even make the team when you start to add up the math like this.
Right.
But right now he's the starting right guard.
And I guess the question that I would have coming out of training camp cuts is at center. Does somebody get cut who you perceive to be a better backup swing guy than Cole is?
Yep.
Because look, here's my overwhelming feeling about this is if this team is decent, which they should be, and they get halfway through and Bradbury is struggling, do you just let that ride? Like you're going to give him 2 what should be competent guards, right? So like the whole thing of, well, his guards aren't, Dakota Dozier was his left guard, which is a valid point to make. But if Davis plays as well as he should, which will be solid, and Cleveland should be good now. If Bradbury struggles, I don't know that you can just be like, oh, that's fine. He'll be at some point in time. You might have to in season at least consider your options there because he would definitely be the one biggest weak link then.
Yep. So a lot of trenches discussion here from us because we're curious the last couple days about.
Don't say it's all Kirk. Don't accuse us of only talking about Kirk when we just broke down the trenches.
Declan, what else is Tom Brady posting on his Twitter account?
I don't know if you guys can read this one.
All right, this is for the audio audience. It is Brooks Koepka with his eyes closed, sighing, and that would be Aaron and Bryson. And then DeChambeau walking behind Koepka saying, me, Tom Brady, making memes.
That's awesome.
It really is good. It's really good.
Good for that social media person.
Yep.
What if it's Tom? What if Tom is just a wizard on a meme app and he's just
I wouldn't put it past him.
He's a seltzer and a half in, just bombed right now.
So then this other one too. It's DeChambeau walking away. Bryson, happy to be here. And then Koepka being annoyed with Aaron realizing he has to spend the whole day with
Bryson.
This is fantastic.
Oh, amazing. All right, boys. Good write that down session today. And we're going to get Vikings coaches and different players talking today to the media. So there's going to be things that are said that we can react to tomorrow, plus another Purple Rewind episode as well. So
I got one more quickly. Do you guys think the Chris Sims liking Mond this much is a really smart play to get more attention to his lists? Because the fact that he puts Mond above Fields
And Lance.
yeah.
But he
surprises
did
me.
before the draft,
No,
too.
right. No, but I'm saying, do you think that he started that before the draft because he really believes that? Or it's so hard to tell with quarterbacks at that age? Like, it seems like a smart shtick, too, because it gets you to a place of, oh, wow, that list is different.
Are you
than
saying Chris
a lot of
Sims is
lists.
putting out clickbait, Judd?
I am saying that I'm asking, do you think Chris Sims is as in love with Kellen Mond as it comes off?
I think Chris Sims
I think that's fair.
is smart enough to know that if you look at any given year of like consensus quarterback rankings, the end result 5 years down the road never looks like that, right?
Correct.
There's always a guy in the second round or the fourth guy off the board, right? It's very
Could be Kellen
rarely.
Mond, yeah.
Yep. And so I think he knows that there's going to be something shuffled about the consensus quarterback rankings, and I want to find what that is. And so I think he used that as his starting off point to say, who's the guy that no one's talking about that will be a franchise quarterback? And he has identified Kellen Mond. So now, is he being a little hot takey by putting him in front of Justin Fields for attention? Maybe. Maybe.
I'm just asking.
Maybe.
That might be very
he's-
smart.
Maybe he's going for a little clickbait there. A little clickbait. We'll see.
Who would do clickbait?
the
Who
way,
would do
not us.
clickbait?
If there's nothing to click on, it can't be clickbait. Okay. So,
Buffoons.
Today's lesson. Oh, Declan coming in with the buffoons.
Yeah, buffoons.
I didn't see that coming.
Buffoons.
Declan gets accused.
Phil's trying to
of
teach,
clickbait
and
sometimes.
Declan just came off the top rope.
Buffoons.
All right, why don't you go work on some more clickbait
appreciate
for
it.
the Score on our social media
No
accounts,
problem.
and we'll
Thanks
see you
for
guys
clicking.
tomorrow on Purple Daily.
Bye, everybody.